Right, I've been trying to figure out how to get these wings tucked right in, close up this bonnet space, left to right. Brain's been a bit slow on this one, but I finally figured out that if I put a bolt through this lip here into the inner wing, into the main wing here, then I can use that to pull it up. It's all right down here, but at the top here, you see this gap here, about 3-4 mil there. Need that closed up. There's no real way of pushing this wing over easily, and I can't just push on there because I'll dent it. So I've decided I'll put a small bolt through there. I can just weld that up afterwards, that little tiny hole. No one will ever see it. So we're going to see that gap there. Going to tighten that screw down and see what effect it has. And perfect. See, that is now, I mean, yeah, it's pulled that in slightly there, but just before it started pulling that in, it was almost up as close as it is now. I've maybe got fingernail width down in there. Basically the concept here is just to make sure that this all fits nicely, so I know that I can fit that scuttle panel in that position. I've got to sling the subframe up in here as well to make sure things are lined up. Right, I've just redone those clamps on there, just for anyone who is looking to do this. Sorry, you're steaming up, it's cold in here. For anyone who's looking to do this, you'll probably be concentrating on lining this up. Now this does line up pretty well actually, because they're both heritage panels, but you can sort that out later. What you really want to be lining up is up on the inside here. It's a bit dark in here, but basically these panels, you know, the inside, make sure they're flush. I don't know, these COVID jobs always taking forever because doing everything by yourself, trying to get the subframe pulled up into the bulkhead there. Gonna get the tower bolts through, and then the teardrop mounts will go on the front of the subframe, which I've just got here. You see these ones. Basically the plan is to check that with the subframe in, the front panel fits correctly, but I'm having to use jacks and ratchet straps and everything just to see if I can do it by myself really. So yeah, it's taken a long time. We'll get it in though. Sit rep with getting the subframe in. It was a little bit tricky trying to get the bottom subframe mounts in, getting them lined up from the holes. So that's those two and those two over there. Basically I was having a little bit of trouble. I had to loosen off the other side of the subframe mount, you know, where it actually joins the subframe. I'll show you. And then once I've done that, I was able to so these are the mounts, so you probably can't see. Light. That's the mount there. So the two bolts coming through the bulkhead have now got in place. Those two bolts there, those two bolts there, I just had to loosen them off, twist the mount slightly so that it lined up. Anyway, that's got them on both sides. You can see the other one up there. So we're pretty much in place. Right, here we are. Teardrop mount for the front of the front subframe. Goes on to the front panel down here. You've got a locator pin. That little locator pin there, and then your little bolt goes through there, so that will be attached on there. And then what it means is you can bolt through here, so from the front of the car you can get your spanner on from that side with your ratchet, and then you can bolt that onto your subframe. Right, here we go then. So let's try and get this front panel bolted through that hole there on the front of the subframe. Right, a lot of struggling. What I'm doing is I'm using the screwdrivers to thread through from the inside. You can just about see it coming through there. Take you under. So I've got screwdrivers running out to the front. Guides for these bolt holes, you see. Over this side, we are just about getting tucked under the wing, here and here. And we're nearly lining up. On this side we're a bit overlapping of the wing here, so might have some fitment issues with this wing. Might just be manipulation because I've put that side in first, you see. So yeah, I'll spend a few more minutes and see if we can get there. Half an hour later, I actually ended up running the screwdrivers through the front to the back to line the holes up. There's quite a lot of tension going on to fit these panels here. I think there might be a slight location issue with this wing. I'll show you. We've got these bolts in there, same on that side, tightened up. Obviously we're fitting underneath the wing here, not too bad. I had to hammer some of the returns on the wing in this. They didn't come perfect from Heritage. I mean, I don't know if you can see in there, but it's a bit lumpy bumpy. So we'll sort that out before we fit it finally. This side, we're pretty much in the right place. And this is all still clamped up. And this fit line here is still okay. And we're all fine down there. But on this side, this line's not too bad. I've got it clamped up here, and we're very slightly out. But up here, we've got a bit of an issue. This wing needs to come up there, and it also seems like the whole wing needs to come back. Although we're quite tight here. Still going on this line between the wing and the A panel. I'm getting closer. Basically, the top of the wing is coming right up into the scuttle here. Trying to move the scuttle back. Moving the scuttle back moves it up. So you can see now it's slightly overlapping the A post there. Trouble is, in theory you can keep doing that, but that opens up this part of the gap here and also puts us further out of line with the top of the dash rail, which might not be too much of a problem, but this is more of an issue here, trying to make this line more even. Obviously we can put some sealer in there eventually. So yeah, it's a juggling act really of trying to get this lined up, this joint. I've also I put a little tack of weld at the top and the bottom of the A panel. I've released those. These were pre-installed. I've tried to knock it forward using a block of wood, but I didn't seem to be able to move it any further forward, which could have solved this issue. Obviously would have opened up a gap between the door and here. Maybe sort out later with packing shims, but I mean we're not too far off if we push those near. Obviously we're not perfect here at the minute either. That will pinch up though, bring that into line. So yeah, we're still fiddling. That side's pretty good. We're still fiddling here. Might be some alignment around there. Just might shave a tiny touch off the end of that inner wing, inner flange, which will just free things up a bit more here. Actually, for some reason we're not tucked over that one, so because that's not tucked there, it might be causing a problem at that end actually. Anyway, more to try, more to look at. Right guys, I think we're finally getting there. Even though it's snowing outside, spent some time, more time in the garage trying to align these panels so we can finally set on the scuttle position. I'll just show you around quickly. So here's the gap that we've now got what I think is right up here. I mean, it's about 2mm on this section. Then we've got a 4mm bonnet gap all the way down scuttle, and similar all the way up here. We've got these basically in the right place. Same over here. This line again joined here, and then matching sort of about 2mm gap here, 2 to 3mm, and then obviously where we are with the scuttle up here. So I'm relatively happy that if I put the scuttle right where it is, that we will be okay. So what I'm going to do is put some masking tape on the car, draw some lines, and then we'll be able to disassemble it all and carry on working. Let's do that.